In the late 80s, I inexplicably, as a Southern English major, got a job in New York City working with a trading desk, and it was a really great job because it was a lot of really motivated, handsome, financially well-off men, and I was one of 3 women on a trading desk floor, so the odds were in my favor. I sort of became, for lack of a better word, kind of a human Wikipedia. It was sort of my job to know, like, everything. And at some point, this really great guy, Rick Manapat, this story is for you. He built this monitor bank. Again, this is like 1989, and I had 6 monitors, and so I knew like the London closing of gold versus Hong Kong. I knew all kinds of cool stuff, and then there's this little tiny monitor right there in the middle, and he said, you need to have fun sometimes, so this one, I put a game on here for you, it's Tetris. And I was like, I don't know if I should play games during work. He goes, no, boss button. You hit escape button, and this is what happens. So what he did is he programmed it, brilliant, that when you hit the escape button, it pulled up what looked like a profit and loss statement for each of our branch offices. I worked long hours, man. I worked 5 in the morning, usually till 5 or 6 at night, and the boss came in a lot, and so I hit the boss button, and I was feeling cool. And a couple of months into this, he would lean forward, and he would say, is that Chicago down this week? Looking at the fake screen, the screensaver. And I had a choice. I could be like, no, in fact, I'm just playing video games a lot, which is what you're paying for. And so I went with a small available truth, which was, yes, Chicago is looking down. And then he would come in once a week. Oh, pull that screen up, kid. All these computers you got here. And I'd hit the escape button, and then he would look at the screen. And then he started making phone calls and yelling, yeah, get me Boston on the phone. You guys, P&L is down. It sucks. And I'm like, I should say something. And so the good, but again, what do you say? And it's so as if from heaven, he came in and he said, listen, we need to expand what you got there. Oh, that'd be great, expanding, sure. And so he said, we have over 1,000 stocks in our universe, and nobody tracks them. With all your computers here, can you generate a report of how all our stocks are doing? And I said, glad. Captain, yeah, we don't want to look at that screen anymore. And so being an overachiever, I went crazy, and every Friday had some big meeting on Monday. So every Friday from 4 p.m. market close until about 9, I would stay, and again, 1988, dial up, and I would download stuff, and then this is going pretty good, and then I made binders and little tabs, and here you go, sir. And our numbers were really not good for the 90s. PCs we weren't doing well in. I mean, there were some sectors we just weren't doing well in, and so then we have these uncomfortable conversations. This analyst here that's down 44%, listen, he's a good friend of mine. I need you to do me a favor. Can you, with the computer, make him look better? Okay. He said, or just liquid paper over it. Okay, just the one guy, though. And so we start with the one guy. And then he's noticing the quality of the liquid paper, right? And so then I become like a junkie, because now I'm like ordering or walking to stores and buying, which is what you did then, to find like the liquid paper with the little sponge dabber, because that was better quality than the one with the brush. And so a year and a half into this, my secretary happened to go to one of the fancy investment meetings that I was producing all this work for, and God bless her, she comes in and she goes, you're not going to believe this. I was at this meeting with the crawlers and the croissants, and they said to him, hey, where's that report we've been asking for? And he said, I don't know, that girl Tracy doesn't do it. And then this other guy said, what does she do anyway, the one with all the screens? Maybe we should fire her. And then the boss said, yeah, that's a good idea. So she booked it out of there and came up and she told me this. And then I'm horrified, because maybe my lie of a boss screen to hide playing Tetris was small and innocent as a dewy lamb, really. It is now, there's this big Problem where I'm going to lose my job because I've been liquid papering a report that he's never given to anyone. And I think about all that fun I could have been having on Friday nights from 4 until 10, that he's throwing it out. And so I did what really any Lutheran English major would do. I worked all weekend. Again, in 1990s, I'm a little creepy, but I found all of the home addresses, yacht addresses, and summer home addresses of all of the people that was in that fancy meeting that wanted to fire me. And I printed out a whole year to date and then quarter by quarter breakdown of our analysis. And I FedExed it to them, return receipt, so that I knew that they got it. And then I sent one to the boss because I figured he'd want to know. And I put a little Post-it note on his binder, and I said, here's the whole big year picture for the past year. P.S. I ran out of liquid paper.